Welcome to a very special classic game room because this is the review of Metroid II and it's the very last classic game room being filmed at this location. We're moving to a bigger, better intergalactic space arcade. So let's get our magic beer of teleportation power and prepare to move. Welcome to Classic Game Room, coming to you from the new intergalactic space arcade, which is like Death Star sized. And it's still under construction, as you can tell from the echo. Dark, cavernous, and filled with enemies like this game. It's Metroid II on the Game Boy. It's also like 150 degrees in here. There's no air conditioning yet. So this beer's tasting mighty fine. Yes, finally, room to grow. We don't have the shelving, lighting, disco ball, or the stuff hanging from the ceiling yet, but the gravity simulator is performing adequately. Metroid II, The Return of Samus, is the 1991 sequel to Metroid, the iconic Nintendo hit on the Nintendo Entertainment System, where Samus returns to shoot more things, jump in the air while spinning, and look good doing it. Now that we all know she's a babe. Not to give away the ending for the first game. Sorry to those of you who haven't played it. She's a chick. That was like the biggest ending ever back in the day. This game has a far less exciting ending where you find out that Samus has a twin sister who dated your roommate in college. The strange sound effects and uncertainty of where you're going add to Metroid 2's unique, eerie quality. You never know what weird sound will attack you next. I always make a mess out of these boss battles, but eventually get through them. You know, the first Metroid was one of the big games that showed that home console games, on the NES in particular, could be larger adventures, rather than the traditional short, fast arcade games from the early 80s. And it was dark, stylish, and eerie, in contrast to Super Mario Bros. And most of the other NES games at the time. By 1990-91, these side-scrolling adventure games were pretty well established, and game systems like the NES, Sega Genesis, and Super Nintendo were delivering some pretty awesome games, so Metroid II takes that home console experience and brings it onto the small screen of the Game Boy. And it's a kick-ass game. In fact, one of the best Game Boy games that you can get, period. This is the first time I've ever played Metroid II. I played around with the first one again right before I picked this one up, just to sort of refresh my memory. I actually prefer Metroid II over Metroid 1. I think it's pretty much more of the same. There's just more stuff. Look at the reflection. This is real. I'm terrible at this game, so I'm so happy that I actually got something. I did something right without being eaten by aliens. Always a good thing. Like the first game, Metroid II is a dark, stylish 2D action-adventure game, where you explore caverns, blow things up, and upgrade your weapons and attributes like jumping, spinning, and all-around well-being, aka health. The more you explore, the more you'll find, and don't forget to kill these things, the Super Metroids or whatever they are. Hit the select button to switch to missiles. You can't slap these, I tried. For the most part, Metroid 2 isn't terribly difficult, but there's a few places where you can easily get stuck, and one of these creatures will just pin you against a wall, and you'll be done. Also, it's easy to get lost. So, this is actually best played with a pencil and paper. Or the internet, which I guess is the more common way to do it now. Basically, you'll want a map. Spread throughout this dark, endless world of caverns, there's save game points, and you can save your game, which is a really nice feature. However, if you get lost and can't make your way back to a save game point in time before the alien things get you, then, well, you'll wish you had listened to me and made a map. As you can see, there's hidden things everywhere, so make sure to explore every part of the game. And, it's pretty straightforward from there. It's just a good, solid action-adventure game on the Game Boy. In fact, this would be a good solid action game on the Super Nintendo. Well, it kind of is here on the Super Game Boy, I guess. Also, this is available on the Virtual Console. It's one of Nintendo's big games. I recommend you play it. Yay, the wave beam. Now I can wave at my friends. Uh-oh, that's the I'm low on health warning. Better find a safe game point. I hope I don't run into any of these things on my way. Oh, now I'm screwed. Thankfully, I do save a lot. In fact, what I would do is save a game, find a Metroid thing, shoot it, go back, resave my game, and just sort of tiptoe further into the caverns to find the next one. I really like Metroid II, and I'm not always into these games. Just something about this one works really well on the Game Boy Advance SP in particular. So if you enjoy the first one or played it back in the day and have fond memories, I highly, highly recommend Metroid II on your Nintendo device of choice. Except the Virtual Boy. I don't think it works on that. I never did figure out the best color combination while playing on the Super Game Boy, but I think Samus likes kittens. So this one seems appropriate.